Let's see what's in this special shipment. Can interact with it. Ooh. Got Staff of the Dragon. Ooh, we got a bunch of stuff. Oh, we also have schematics. Interesting. Wonder what that is about. Can I check it out? Ah, here we go. So this has more DPS. It has 23 fire damage, and instead of willpower, it has barrier damage. I see. We also have this one. Let's go here. So it's just the staffs. I guess I can try that. How does it look? Oh, it looks cool though. Look at that. Oh, looks so nice. Okay. I can't go through the other party members to see if it may work or not. And then for the armor, okay, so these are helmets. This is light armor, medium, and heavy. So I'm guessing this is for the mages, medium is for the rogues, and heavy is for the warriors. Looks cool. So this is the Shokratar armor. Perhaps I can put that on Cassandra. And then we got Avar armor. Looks like it's just body paint mostly. And then we also have the Stone Bear. That one looks cool. And then for the light armor, we have the Antam Sar, which looks really nice as well. And we have light armor of the dragon. Ooh, I like that one. Has 5 fire resistance. What about this? +2 constitution and cunning. Sounds pretty good. But this one is only for me, so no other party members can have it, I see. I love how it looks though, this armor. And then it's just the mercenary stuff. Let's see. I think I'm gonna put on this one for now. If the other one is better, let me know and I can put that one on perhaps. Any accessories? Doesn't look like it. Okay. Let's get out of this building then and see what is awaiting us. Ooh, a bunch of people. Okay. Let's look around a bit before we go down. Is there anything here? Doesn't look like it. Oh, Alfred here. And there. Some loot, we got gold and reinforced shield. Anything else here? Ah, Alfred. Anything there? No. Some loot here. And an Alfred. Can pick that up as well. Got balanced dagger. And a schematic, which is a cursed staff grip. Got some outfit from there. Okay, let's go back up there.
That's her. That's the Herald of Andraste. They said when she came out of the Fade, Andraste herself was watching over her.
Hush. We shouldn't disturb her.
Ooh. You think I'm a herald? Anything here? Doesn't look like it. Okay. Looks like we can't go there. Oh, we can talk with Sigrid?
I believe Seeker Cassandra would like to speak with you.
Sure. Ooh, looks like there's multiple ways to head.
She stopped the breach from getting any bigger.
I heard she was supposed to close it entirely.
Ah, here we go. Let's loot this. Got gold, iron, and canine leather. Got patient observation, stay free, less thrashing, some response to stimulus. Vitals seem solid. 2 attempts so far by locals to break into the Chantry to kill my patient. All this work to save her life, and will they just execute her? Will inform Lady Cassandra I expect her to wake before this morn.
Still a lot of rifts left of
Ooh. Let's see, what is this about? Got some elf fruit here.
Good luck sealing those rifts.
Thank you. Anything here? Oh, there is. Got elf fruit up here. Anything here? Doesn't look like it. A reinforced shield. And summer stone. Got friend here.
Not taking orders right now. Got a problem with it? Bring it up with Cassandra.
Okay. Loot there. Got gold and drake stone. Oh, and I leveled up? Let's see. I did. Okay. Okay, last time I saw this with the energy barrage. I think I'm gonna get that. Because I was choosing either between the energy barrage or the fate step, but I decided to get the fate step first before I got the energy barrage. So I'm gonna get that one now. Anything around here? Doesn't look like it. Oh, there is something here. Got Raider Hatchet. And I also got a Codex. Tails. Enchanters. Enchanters. The time has come to be alive. With the circle of Magi, where will we thrive with our brothers? Enchanters remind that time will not unwind. The dragon's crooked spine will never straighten into line. Our plea will be a faithful end decree, where a man will not retreat from the defeat of his fathers. Enchanters, a time has come for battle lines. We will cut these knotted ties, and some may live and some may die. Enchanter, come to me. Enchanter, come to me. It's a song. Can a you come to see, as you once were blind in the light? Now you can sing. In our strength we rely, and history will not repeat, as performed by the bard Meriden Halewell. Ah, is there like a song around paper? Can we go in here? No.
Herald of Andraste.
Interesting. No, so not go up there. Nor can we go in there. Okay, there's something to read here. The Singing Maiden. Have you ever heard the story of King Bedwyr? Bedwyr, like most kings, was a man of great pride who expected nothing but complete loyalty from his subjects. He believed the best way to achieve this was through fear. After all, those who feared him would never cross him or question his rule. Most importantly, those who feared him would always seek to please him. Bedwyr cultivated terror in his subordinates through the gleeful and unrestrained use of a contraption referred to as the Maiden. The Maiden was a hinged iron casket as high and wide and deep as a mat, with vicious spikes within, meant to pierce through the poor soul locked into it. Bedwyr's Maiden was a prized possession and stood in a place of honor in his throne room, often with a screaming victim inside. Ah, here you go. I don't know why it suddenly went away. Or like it was freaking out. I couldn't scroll down it anymore. Okay, I read that. Okay, Bedwyr's Maiden was a prized possession and stood in a place of honor in his throne room. Oh yeah, I said that. Political rivals, suspected assassins, treasonous ministers, the Maiden consumed them all. But as time passed, more people were given to the Maiden for increasingly trivial offenses: the cook for oversalting the king's food, the page boy for dropping his sword. The Maiden cast a spell over the kingdom, and its people prayed for the deliverance from the cruel king. Then one day a strange woman rode into the city. She called herself Ember and was an emissary from a faraway land. Her leaders had heard, she said, of Bedwyr's wisdom and authority, and she sought the king's counsel. The thought that he had earned the adulation of brother kings across the sea made Bedwyr swell with pride, and he granted Ember an audience. They dined and danced, and through it all, Ember flattered and fawned on the king. At the end of the night, Ember asked to see the Maiden. The infamous device that had given Bedwyr all his power, the king, giddy with praise, proudly presented Ember with the empty contraption. Ember looked at the Maiden, sighed with a disappointment, and said, "That does not look terrifying at all. I should have imagined the spikes to be much sharper." Bedwyr grew red at her comment and replied, "The spikes are sharp enough. Look at the blood that still clings to them." "But it is so small," said Ember. "Are only children and women its victims?" Bedwyr grew redder still and replied, "Of course not. The Maiden has devoured many men." Ember shook her head and said to the king, "I do not believe it. Surely no warrior could fear this thing. A man like yourself, tall and muscled, would not fit within." The king laughed and saw a way to prove the merit of the Maiden to Ember. "I will show you how easily a man like myself could fit," he said. And with that, he stepped into the device. But Ember was waiting, and no sooner had Bedwyr squeezed himself into the iron casket than Ember slammed it shut on him. Ember took the Maiden with the screaming Bedwyr inside, through the castle and down into the city. And the people, finally free from the king's tyranny, cheered and danced to the singing that echoed through the streets until Bedwyr was dead, and it finally stopped. A tale often told in the Singing Maiden's Tavern. Ooh. That's what you get. You did that to yourself, kinda. Okay, we have to go here, I imagine?
Chancellor Roderick says that the Chantry wants nothing to do with us.
That isn't Chancellor Roderick's decision, sister.
Okay, let's go inside. Ooh, this is the Chantry. Is this the same Chantry as when we went to Haven for the first time? There was where we found Brother Chantry. We got a firm bow grip.
Have you gone completely mad? She should be taken to Val Royal immediately, to be tried by whomever becomes divine.
Ooh.
I do not believe she is guilty. The elf failed, Seeker. The breach is still in the sky. For all you know, she intended it this way.
I do not believe that.
That is not for you to decide. Your duty is to serve the Chantry.
My duty is to serve the principles on which the Chantry was founded, Chancellor, as is yours.
Ooh, interesting. Sounds like Roderick and Cassandra are having an argument. A chant for the departed. The light shall lead her safely through the paths of this world and into the next. For she who trusts in the Maker, fire is her water. As the moth sees light and goes towards flame, she should see fire and go towards light. The veil holds no uncertainty for her, and she will know no fear of death, for the Maker shall be her beacon and her shield, her foundation and her sword. Transfigurations 10:1, often sung by mourners as they light candles. There we go. We got the Fate. The study of the Fate is as old as humankind. For so long as men have dreamed, we have walked its twisting paths, something catching a glimpse of the city at its heart. Always as close as our own thoughts, but impossibly separated from our world. The Tevinter Imperium once spent vast fortunes of gold, lyrium, and human slaves in an effort to map the terrain of the Fate, an ultimately futile endeavor. Although portions of it belong to powerful spirits, all of the Fate is in a constant flux. The Imperium succeeded in finding the disparate and ever-shifting realms of a dozen demon lords, as well as cataloging a few hundred types of spirits before they were forced to abandon the project. The relationship of demons through the Fate is complex. Even when entering the Fate through the use of lyrium, mortals are not able to control or affect it. The spirits who dwell there, however, can, and as the Chantry teaches us, the great flaw of the spirits is that they have neither imagination nor ambition. They create what they see through their sleeping visitors, building elaborate copies of our cities, people, and events, which, like the reflections in a mirror, ultimately lack context or life of their own. Even the most powerful demons merely plagiarize the worst thoughts and fears of mortals, and build their realms with no other ambition than to taste life. From Tranquility and the Role of the Fate in Human Culture by First Enchanter Josephus. Something here that we can loot real quick. Got cotton and dragon thorn. Okay. Let's head to... I'm guessing it's here? Let's see.
Chain her! I want her prepared for travel to the capital for trial.
Disregard that and leave us.
You walk a dangerous line, Seeker.
The breach is stable, but it is still a threat. I will not ignore it.
I did what I could.
I did everything I could to close the breach. It almost killed me.
Yet you live. A convenient result insofar as you're concerned.
Have a care, Chancellor. The breach is not the only threat we face.
Someone was behind the explosion at the conclave. Someone most holy did not expect. Perhaps they died with the others, or have allies who yet live.
I am a suspect?
You, and many others.
But not the prisoner.
I heard the voices in the temple. The Divine called to her for help.
So her survival, that thing on her hand, all a coincidence.
Providence. The Maker sent her to us in our darkest hour.
So they think I'm chosen by Andraste. I see. Are you sure?
You really think your maker would send someone like me?
The Maker does as he wills. It is not for me to say.
Even if that means a Dalish elf is his chosen?
Humans
Yeah.
are not the only people with an interest in the fate of the world.
The breach remains, and your mark is still our only hope of closing it.
This is not for you to decide.
Ooh.
You know what this is, Chancellor. A writ from the Divine, granting us the authority to act.
As of this moment, I declare the Inquisition reborn.
Ooh.
We will close the breach, we will find those responsible, and we will restore order with or without your approval.
This is the Divine's directive. Rebuild the Inquisition of old. Find those who will stand against the chaos. We aren't ready. We have no leader, no numbers. And now, no Chantry support.
But we have no choice. We must act now, with you at our side.
The Inquisition of old?
What is the Inquisition of old, exactly?
It preceded the Chantry. People who banded together to restore order in a world gone mad.
After, they laid down their banner and formed the Templar Order, but the Templars have lost their way. We need those who can do what must be done, united under a single banner once more.
What about the Chantry?
But aren't you still part of the Chantry?
Is that what you see?
The Chantry will take time to find a new Divine. And then it will wait for her direction.
But we cannot wait. So many Grand Clerics died at the conclave. No, we are on our own. Perhaps forever.
So you want a holy war?
You're trying to start a holy war.
We are already at war. You are already involved. Its mark is upon you. As to whether the war is holy, that depends on what we discover.
And what if I refuse?
What if I refuse?
You can go if you wish.
You should know that while some believe you chosen, many still think you guilty. The Inquisition can only protect you if you are with us.
We can also help you.
It will not be easy if you stay, but you cannot pretend this has not changed you.
I want to help.
If you're truly trying to restore order,
That is the plan.
Help us fix this before it's too late.
Ooh, here we go. Who's that guy? Very. Ooh, what's this? Feel like he's up to something. Ooh. Nice. Oh, why am I in the trees? Ah, I'm here, I see. What happened to my armor? I'm not wearing the armor that I was wearing. Yeah, I'm wearing this. Can wear that. There we go. I wanted to go back into here. Ooh. Oh, I started something. I wanted to explore the Chantry for a bit.
Does it trouble you?
Where does it come from?
I just wish I knew what it was, or how I got it.
We will find out. What's important is that your mark is now stable, as is the breach. You've given us time, and Solas believes a second attempt might succeed, provided the mark has more power. The same level of power used to open the breach in the first place. That is not easy to come by.
You have an idea?
Clearly, you have something in mind.
We do. May I present Commander Cullen, leader of the Inquisition
Cullen?
forces.
What are you?
Such as they are. We lost many soldiers in the valley, and I fear many more before this is through.
This is Lady Josephine Montelier, our ambassador and chief diplomat.
Anderan Atishan.
Andara
You speak
Natishan?
You've just heard the entirety of it, I'm afraid.
And of course, you know Sister Liliana.
My position here involves a degree of...
She is our spy master.
Yes, tactfully put, Cassandra.
A pleasure.
Pleased to meet you all.
I mentioned that your mark needs more power to close the breach for good.
Which means we must approach the rebel mages for help.
And I still disagree. The Templars could serve just as well.
We need power, Commander. Enough magic poured into that mark.
Might destroy us all. Templars could suppress the breach, weaken it, so...
Pure speculation.
I was a Templar. I know what they're capable of.
Unfortunately, neither group will even speak to us yet. The Chantry has denounced the Inquisition, and you specifically.
Wait, so Cullen said that he was a Templar. What did he do? Did he quit? They still think I did it?
They still think I'm guilty.
That is not the entirety of it any longer. Some are calling you, a Dalish elf, the Herald of Andraste. That frightens the Chantry. The remaining clerics have declared it blasphemy, and we, heretics, for harboring you.
Chancellor Roderick's doing, no doubt.
It limits our options.
There we go.
Approaching the mages or Templars for help is currently out of the question.
The Herald of Andraste?
Just how am I the Herald of Andraste?
People saw what you did at the temple, how you stopped the breach from growing. They have also heard about the woman seen in the rift when we first found you. They believe that was Andraste.
Even if we tried to stop that view from spreading...
Which we have not.
The point is, everyone is talking about you.
It's quite the title, isn't it? How do you feel about that?
I don't know, honestly.
I'm not sure how I should feel.
The Chantry has decided that for you, it seems.
People are desperate for a sign of hope. For some, you're that sign.
And to others, a symbol of everything that's gone wrong.
The breach doesn't worry them.
They aren't more concerned about the breach, the real threat.
They do know it's a threat, they just don't think we can stop it.
The Chantry is telling everyone you'll make it worse.
There is something you can do. A Chantry cleric by the name of Mother Giselle has asked to speak to you. She is not far and knows those involved far better than I. Her assistance could be invaluable.
Why would she help us?
Why would someone from the Chantry help a declared heretic?
I understand she's a reasonable thought. Perhaps she does not agree with her sisters. You will find Mother Giselle tending to the wounded in the hinterlands near Redcliffe.
Look for other opportunities to expand the Inquisition's influence while you're there.
We need agents to extend our reach beyond this valley, and you're better suited than anyone to recruit them.
In the meantime, let's think of other options. I won't leave this all to the Herald.
Operations. The ward table allows you to apply the power of the Inquisition throughout Orlais and Ferelden. Mother Giselle is in the hinterlands, which can be found on the Ferelden side of the table. Ooh, so we're actually gonna visit Orlais as well. War table. The Inquisition can unlock new areas for you to explore through scouting operations. I'm guessing that is this. Perform the scouting operation for the hinterlands on the Ferelden side of the war table now. Okay. So here it is, and this is the thing.
Distant from the temple.
Our best guess that's safe, anyway.
Let's see. Scout the hinterlands. Mother Giselle was last seen in the hinterlands outside of Redcliffe, tending refugees who fled the fighting between renegade Templars and apostate mages. The latest reports suggest that the vicious struggle between the two groups has spread to the hinterlands, catching the refugees and Mother Giselle in the middle. It is vital to protect her and if possible, restore order to the area. Okay, so we have multiple cards. So this is forces, secrets, and connections. And it says here, if Giselle dies, any hope of Chantry support dies with her. My scouts will slip past the fighting, find her and protect her with their lives. Perform the hinterland operation. Okay, so it also costs power, which I only have one, so this is perfect now. Ooh, who's that? Is that Mother Giselle? Scout the hinterlands. We avoided the fighting as best as we could. It's every bit as bad as we had feared. The apostates are mad, attacking anything that moves, and it appears that the Templars here aren't following anyone's orders any longer. We located Mother Giselle and are trying to protect her, but she refuses to leave the refugees until we've ensured their safety. That will be hard to do without troops to push the apostates and the Templars out of the area. Commander Cullen asked me to make inquiries of Master Dennett, a retired horsemaster of Redcliffe who lives in the area. We tried to contact him about obtaining better horses for the Inquisition, but we've been unable to get through the fighting. Lead Scout Harding. Would you like to gather your party and venture to the hinterlands now? I want to hold on a minute because I just want to explore this place. Okay, operations. You now have access to the missions, which is done by that. Mission operations take time and bring the Inquisition resources and rewards. Only one mission per advisor can be active at a time. Some missions have a preferred type, which results in less time required when undertaken by the associated advisor. Missions may also provide different rewards depending on which advisor completes them. Okay, so we have some stuff here. We can gather coin, rescue soldiers missing in Ferelden, scout the Storm Coast, Terran of Highever, Address a nobleman's concern. We got the Black Emporium. Heart in Hightown free. Ferrick's Revenge. And contact the clan Llewellyn. Do we have anything in Orlais yet? No, it doesn't look like it. Let's try to do this. Let's see. Contact Clan Llewellyn. Clan Llewellyn offers greetings to the Inquisition and wishes it well in sealing the breach that has opened in the sky. While some Dalish clans hate humans and wish nothing to do with them, Clan Llewellyn has always dealt fairly with all and wished only for peace. That said, we have on occasion been forced to defend ourselves from those who saw us only as potential victims. It has come to our attention that a member of our clan is being held captive by our Inquisition. She went to the conclave only to observe the peace talks between your mages and templars, and we find it highly unlikely that she intentionally violated your customs. If she has been charged with a crime, we would appreciate hearing of it. If not, it would ease our concerns to hear from her, to know that she remains with the Inquisition of her own will. We await your reply, Keeper Istimeforial Llewellyn. That's our keeper. They're talking about me, I guess. Okay, so we have Liliana. The Dalish respect deeds, not word. Let my elfin agents deliver something to the clan as a show of good faith. Josephine, your people must be approachable, must be approached carefully. One of our elven scribes could deliver a message and share news of the Inquisition's fair treatment. Or Cullen, my troops can deliver news of your safety and make it clear that the Inquisition should be taken seriously. I think I'm gonna choose Liliana for this one.
Let's see what we have.
Oh, and there's also time, so it's gonna take like 50 minutes, I see. Okay, then we have Heart in Hightown. Varric's Revenge, which only Josephine can do, it looks like. Ruffles, I need a favor. Actually, let's call it a loan, since I'll pay it back. I got a letter from my editor in Kirkwall today. She tells me that Heart in Hightown Free, the punching appeared in print from an Antivan printer a couple of weeks ago. I'll give you a moment to contemplate the horror that is that title. I had my contacts in the Merchants Guild look for the offer a couple of years back. The best they could find out after spending a couple of hundreds of gold, was that Pyrel Balenforth is a pen name. I could have told them that for free. You've got contacts with the Antivan print houses. Maybe you could find out more than the guild. Ferrick. And so Josephine says that she could ask a friend in Antiva City to look into this matter, I suppose.
At your service.
It's also gonna take 15 minutes, it looks like. Then we have the Terran of Highever, which only Cullen can do anyway. Or, no, wait, there's a waiting thing on it, I see. To whom it concerns, the Terranir of Highever wishes to convey our deepest sympathies of the death of Divine Justinia V. The Most Holy was incomparable in her wisdom and dedication to peace, and we had high hopes that her conclave would succeed. We would hold a vigil in Highever in remembrance of Justinia, and cordially invite the Inquisition to attend. Sincerely, Terran Fergus Cousland. We have a number of Ferelden officers. We could send an honor guard to Highever. I know Terran Cousland, and I knew Justinia. I can't intend, but I could write to him. Or we should send the diplomatic attaché and some of the Templars who knew the Divine. I think this one is good.
All right.
There we go. So that's it for now. Can we back out of this? Ah, we can, I see. Okay, active quest by exiting. Oh, we also have a bunch of Codexes. Ooh, that's a lot. Okay, world travel. When not in a dungeon, you can use the quest map to travel to a distant location. Press M to open a quest map. I see. And we can go to world map. Ah, and this is the hinterlands. Okay, so we can travel there? Ah, okay. Okay, let's see the codexes first. So this is Cassandra. Then we have Colin over here. Let's look at this card. Looks cool. He looks tired though. Like he's been through shit. Colin, whatever you have heard of Kirkwell's rebellion, the truth is far worse. I would spare you that. What remains of Kirkwell's Templars have been under my command for the past few years. We have done what we could to assist with the city's recovery, to restore some semblance of order, but my time here is done. Seeker Pentacast has approached me. She wishes to stop the war between mages and Templars. She has been recruiting men and women to the cause and wishes me to oversee the group's military concerns. If the conclave goes well, then we will not be needed. If not, we stand ready. I have decided to take Seeker Pentagast's offer. The circles have fallen. I can give no more to the Templar Order, nor it to me. The Maker has shown me a new path, and I must take it. From a letter sent to Selfreach by Commander Colin. Then we have Josephine here. Josephine Montelier. Josephine Montelier is a noble from the nation of Antifa. She was educated in Valrayo, where she built connections among the court. Once she finished her schooling at a surprisingly young age, Lady Montelier became the official diplomat between King Fulgino of Antifa to Empress Selena of Orlais. The appointment suits her. She is well-traveled, familiar with many forms of etiquette, and by all accounts a skilled negotiator. If that endorsement does not suffice, Josephine is a personal friend. I have faith in her. We require someone both influential and trustworthy to be an ambassador for the Inquisition. You cannot tell me you would prefer to take the job yourself. Sister Leliana. And then we have Leliana, or Nightingale. Some refuse to speak her name. Oh, there we go. She has many names. Most know her as Sister Leliana or the Nightingale. Some refuse to speak her name at all, referring to her only as the left hand of the divine, the shadow behind the sunburst throne. The spy master Marjolaine trained Leliana from a young age. For years, Leliana was Marjolaine's instrument in the great game of Orlais. While Leliana was devoted to Marjolaine, the reverse was not true. Marjolaine betrayed Leliana and almost succeeded in killing her. Leliana survived the betrayal thanks to revered Mother Dorothea. Following this betrayal, Leliana spent several years in a cloister in Ferelden, hiding from her past. Inspired by the revered Mother Dorothea, Leliana dedicated herself to her faith, discovering peace in a simple life of devotion. But when the Fifth Blight began, she received what she believed a vision from the Maker. This prompted her to leave her sanctuary, taking up arms against the Darkspawn. Several years after the defeat of the Archdemon, Leliana received a summons from Dorothea, now Divine Justinia V. She returned to Orlais to become an agent of the Sunburst Throne. Justinia perished in the explosion that destroyed the Divine Conclave, and Leliana became a founding member and spy master of the new Inquisition. We also have groups. We have rebel mages. Whereas the circle was established not merely to protect the world from mages, but also to allow mages to practice their arts safely and without fear, and whereas under Lord Seeker Lambert's command, the Templars, sworn to protect all people, including mages, from the harmful effects of magic, have instead persecuted mages with such biased judgment as to worsen the problems they were meant to mitigate. And whereas the right of tranquility, intended as a tool of last resort to stop uncontrolled mages from hurting themselves or other, has instead been used for punitive and political purposes to silence dissent and inhibit civilized discourse, and whereas Andraste herself intended the relationship between mage and Templar to be one of the practitioners and protector, not prisoner and jailer, and this contract has been broken, leaving mages in fear of their lives from those sworn to protect them. Now therefore the Circle of Magi declares the following: We, the mages of Ferelden and Orlais, do hereby dissolve the Circle and renounce our sworn submission to the Order of the Templars, effective immediately. We reiterate Andraste's assertion that magic was made to serve man and not rule over him, and state unequivocally that we will use our abilities only to defend ourselves from those who would see us relinquish our lives and freedoms under the presumption of guilt for crimes we have not committed. We condemn those practitioners of magic who, through illness of mind or understandable but misguided anger at those who oppress them, would use their maker-given powers to threaten innocent lives, and we pledge to aid any legitimate and impartial government in bringing these lawless apostates to justice. We look earnestly to a future of cooperation between all people of Thedas, free from persecution and prejudice, and hope to build a better world alongside all who approach us with friendship instead of fear. Yours in service to Andraste and the Maker, the Free Mages of Thedas. A leaflet distributed in towns and villages across Orlais and Ferelden. We had this one, then we have the Templar Order, End of an Accord. Most holy, the Seekers are well aware of the part you played in rebellion. You call me to the Grand Cathedral in the middle of the night on urgent business, only to speak of trivial matters, and then when I return to the White Spire, I discover chaos and one of your agents in the midst of the apostates. Did you think I would not notice? Did you believe yourself above persecutions for such acts? It was a dark day when the Chantry placed such an incapable woman upon the Sunburst throne. I will not stand idle and watch you destroy what ages of tradition and righteousness have built. In the 20th year of the Divine Age, the Nevarin Accord was signed. The Seekers of Truth lowered our banner and agreed to serve as the Chantry's right hand, and together we created the Circle of Magi. With the Circle no more, I hereby declare the Accord null and void. Neither the Seekers of Truth nor the Templar Order recognize Chantry authority, and instead we will perform the Maker's work as it was meant to be done, as we see fit. Signed this day on the 40th year of the Dragon Age, Lord Seeker Lambert von Reeves. Letter sent to Divine Justinia from the former Lord Seeker. And then we have the Templar Order traditional rule. Often portrayed as stoic and grim, the Order of Templars was created as a martial arm of the Chantry, armed with the ability to dispel and resist magic in addition to their formidable combat talents. Templars are uniquely qualified to act as both a foil for apostate mages who refuse to submit to the authority of the Circle and a first line of defense against the dark powers of blood mages and abominations. While mages often present the Templars as symbols of the Chantry's control over magic, the people of Veda see them as saviors and holy warriors, champions of all that is good, armed with piety enough to protect the world from the ravagers of foul magic. In reality, the Chantry's militant arm looks first for skilled warriors with unshakable faith, and in the Maker, with a flawless moral center as a secondary concern. Templars must carry out their duty with an emotional distance, and the Order of Templars prefers soldiers with religious fervor and absolute loyalty over paragons of virtue who might question orders when it comes time to make difficult choices. The Templars' power derives from the substance lyrium, a mineral believed to be the raw element of creation. While mages use lyrium in their arcane spells and rituals, Templars ingest the primordial mineral to enhance their abilities to resist and dispel magic. Lyrium use is regulated by the Chantry, but some Templars suffer from lyrium addiction, the effects of which include paranoia, obsession, and dementia. Templars knowingly submit themselves to this treatment in the service of the Order and the Maker. It is this sense of ruthless piety that most frightens mages when they draw the Templars' attention. When the Templars are sent to eliminate a possible blood mage, there is no reasoning with them, and if the Templars are prepared, the mage's magic is all but useless. Driven by their faith, the Templars are one of the most feared and respected forces in Thedas. From Patterns Within, formed by Halden, first enchanter of Starkhaven, 88 Blessed. Then we also have History, which is this one, the First Inquisition. The birth of the Chantry took place more than 9 ages ago. The mists of time have obscured once well-known facts. It is commonly believed that Chantry alone created the Templars and the Circle of Magi. Few recall there was ever an Inquisition. Those who do believe it predated the Chantry, hunting cultists and mages in a reign of terror ending only upon its transformation into the Templar Order. This is not quite the truth. One must keep in mind the state of Thedas prior to the Chantry's creation, a world where the only source of order, the Tevinter Imperium, had fallen apart. People blame magic for the death of Andraste, the blight, the terror they saw every day and not without reason. Abominations and demons rampaged the countryside. No one was safe. Desperate groups of men and women initially formed the Seekers of Truth, determined to re-establish order because no one else would do what was necessary. The truth they sought, the questions they tried to answer, was how to restore sanity in a world gone mad. Was theirs a reign of terror? Perhaps. Evidence suggests that they were as vigilant in their protection of mages as they were of regular people. When they intervened, they convened an ad hoc trial to determine the guilty party. This even an application of justice led to their poor reputation. The Seekers came down against every group at one time or another, their Inquisition gaining notoriety for being on no one's side but their own. They considered themselves good people, however, followers of the Maker's true commandments. This was never more evident than when they laid down their banner in support of the fledgling Chantry. They believed with all their heart that the Templar Order was the answer and a desperate fate is needed in a terrible time. Ultimately, the Inquisition was composed of independent idealists, not Chantry zealots. That is the truth. From In Pursuit of Knowledge, The Travels of a Chantry Scholar by Brother Jenna TV. Then we have places. The hinterlands, My lord Tegan, I retired to the hinterlands for peace and quiet, away from the politics, and because the wide open spaces were perfect to let my horses run. Instead, the war between the mages and the Templars has turned your beautiful hills into a series of burning battlefields. The farmers who live in the hinterlands are good folk. Many of them left Redcliffe village because they couldn't bear to be there anymore. Not after the Blight and the Walking Dead left so many bad memories. Now we've got apostates running around setting fire to anyone who looks at them sideways, and Templars looting houses and cutting down those who protest as mage sympathizers. My wife Elena sent off our field hands to stay with her family in the east, but there are a lot of poor people with nowhere to go. We get more refugees every day. This village attacked by mad mages, or that farmstead burned to the ground by Templars who can't tell a hoe from a staff. I suppose you are stretched thin, but anything you can do to lessen the burden of these poor folk would be much appreciated. I'll do as I can, and if your men need better mounts, say the word. Best of luck, my lord. Remember not to let the Duchess puff out her gut when you saddle her. Yours in service, Dennet. A letter from Redcliffe's former horsemaster to Tegan of Redcliffe. It was undelivered. Resources found here: elfroot, spindleweed, blood lotus, crystal grace, royal elfroot, deep mushroom, embryum, iron, drakestone, onyx, and obsidian. And we also have the tutorials. Will travel, yep. And then the word table, we also read that. Okay, let's explore the Chantry a bit more. Oh, they're all ready to report in. Nice. Let's see about this. Ooh, cutscene.
The Inquisition cannot remain, Ambassador, if you can't prove it was founded on Justinia's orders.
This is an inopportune time, Marquis. More of the faithful flock here each day. But allow me to introduce you to the brave soul who risked her life to slow the magic of the breach. Mistress Lavelan, this is the Marquis Durelion, one of Divine Justinia's greatest supporters.
And the rightful owner of Haven. House Durelion lent Justinia these lands for pilgrimage. This Inquisition is not a beneficiary of this arrangement.
You own this land?
This is the first I've heard of Haven having an owner outside the Chantry.
My wife, Lady Machin of Denerim, has claimed to Haven by ancient treaty with the monarchs of Ferelden. We were honored to lend its use to Divine Justinia. She was a woman of supreme merit. I will not let an upstart order remain on her holy grounds.
Its followers need shelter.
People have been injured. You can't just turn them out onto the snow.
And who benefits if they stay?
Divine Justinia, Marquis. The Inquisition, not the Chantry, is sheltering the pilgrims who mourn her.
Why is the Chantry ignoring the faithful?
Because it remains in shock. We face a dark time, Your Grace. Divine Justinia would not want her passing to divide us. She would, in fact, trust us to forge new alliances to the benefit of all, no matter how strange they might seem.
I'll think on it, Lady Montillier. The Inquisition might stay in the meanwhile.
Does the Marquis own Haven?
Do the Durelions actually have a claim on this place?
His Grace's position is not so strong as he presents it. Despite their Ferelden relations, the Durelions are Orlesian. If the Marquis wishes to claim Haven, Empress Selene must negotiate with the Ferelden on his behalf. Her current concerns are a bit larger than minor property disputes.
Sorry for interrupting.
I apologize for the intrusion. I didn't realize you were meeting with the Marquis.
You did little harm. In truth, the debate was most beneficial as practice for those to come.
You expect more people in Haven?
Undoubtedly. And each visitor will spread the story of the Inquisition after they depart. An ambassador should ensure the tale is as complimentary as possible.
How did he become ambassador?
May I ask, what brought you to work for the Inquisition?
Sister Leliana approached me. We've been acquainted for quite some time. For better or worse, being the Inquisition's diplomat has become as interesting as she promised.
What's your background?
What sort of dealings have you had with nobility?
For some years, I was the royally appointed court ambassador from Antiva to Orlais. The nobility of Thedas is a rather singular sphere. Those I'm not acquainted with, I know through reputation.
I'm glad you're here.
The Inquisition is lucky to have you as an advocate, Lady Montillier.
Thank you. Let us hope so. Thedas' politics have become agitated as of late. I hope to guide us down smoother paths. But please excuse me. I've much work to do before the day is done.
Sure. Oh, we can speak with more of her too. Got something here. The children of Andraste. There are many misconceptions regarding Andraste's bloodline, Monsieur. This is due, I should think, to a general lack of knowledge regarding Andraste's mortal life. Understandable, considering the many cults that arose following her death. Everyone sought to claim Our Lady for their own culture or claimed some aspect of her existence was a lie. All of them complete fabrications. My order has done considerable research to ascertain the truth. We all know Andraste and the betrayer raised 5 children. The eldest 3 were sons, Isoraf, Ephrion, and Feralt. The rule of what was once sovereign Tevinter was split among them. Isoraf was given the west, what is today Orlais. Ephrion was given the east, which is today the Free Marches, and Feralt was given the central Planacine, what is now today Navarra. What became of these men and their legacies in the stuff of legend, and the majority of claimants to Andraste's bloodline link back to one of them. None of their 3 sons, however, were born of Andraste. They were born of the betrayer's concubine, Gilafon. People chose to overlook the fact that Andraste came from the Alemari tribesmen and that they were barbarians, not the Feraldans we know today. They were savage warriors who took concubines in addition to their wives. And because Andraste was thought to be too weak to bear children, the betrayer took Gilafan to provide him heirs, which she did after her death. The sons were raised as Andraste's own. Later in life, Andraste proved predictions wrong and had 2 daughters by the betrayer, Abris and Vivial. They were kept out of the public eye and not permitted to marry, though both had consorts. Abris had but one child, Ali Famar, who perished on a voyage to Denerim less than a month after her mother fell to the plague, and without children of her own, the younger daughter Vivial was more controversial. A strong-headed woman who divided her family by falling in love with a mage of Tevinter Regulon. Vivial and Regulon went into self-imposed exile as the exalted march began, and into hiding following Andraste's betrayal and murder. What became of Vivial and her descendants is largely unknown for one primary reason. She had only daughters. Each of those daughters only had daughters. They married into other families and took other names, and in the chaos of the Second Blight, all traces of survivors were lost. Andraste's true bloodline, if it exists, lies solely in the descendants of Fifial, and the suspicions of my order is that it produces only daughters. Thus, the claim of your young man, Monsieur, are highly suspect. From a letter by Sister Galena of the Augustan Order, Dragon 912. We also have... Oh, here we can turn in our research.
Yes. Good.
There we go. Can we also talk with you, Menif?
You're the Herald. Or, well, the one they're calling the Herald, anyway. It's odd to see them accepting a mage as their hero. Especially a Dalish elf. One look at your face and it's clear you were never part of a circle. My name is Menave. I research demons and other creatures. Seeker Pentagast and I use what I find to help the soldiers fight them.
Oh, I found something for you.
I found something the demons left behind. Can you use it?
Yes, that's very helpful. Just leave it there and the Tranquil and I will examine it.
Ooh, can we talk more with her?
You've brought back some fascinating things. We're putting them to good use.
So you are a mage?
You said you were a mage?
No, just an apprentice. Circle mages must prove themselves in a ritual called the Harrowing. I was never very good at magic. I've got just enough talent to be a danger to other people. But when the mages rebelled, people like me had nowhere to go. The Templars would have killed us. Luckily, Seeker Pentagast took me in, along with the Tranquil I was protecting.
You didn't join the rebels.
I'm surprised that even an apprentice mage wouldn't join the rebellion.
I don't like using magic to fight. I'm not good at it either. I liked studying. I liked performing rituals that helped us unlock the secrets of the Veil. I liked having the Templars around to keep us safe.
A pity you aren't Dalish.
You might have done well among the Dalish. Our mages are encouraged to study safely.
Fenrir will take the Dalish. Don't let my lack of Valisleen fool you, Lethleen. I was a proud member of my clan until my magic manifested. You know what happens when they have too many mages. They gave me a pack and sent me into the woods to find my own life. I was 7 years old.
My clan found other ways.
My clan never did that. We sent those gifted with magic to other clans, or...
I stumbled into a village, starving and cold a few weeks later. I started using magic to scare predators away. The villagers saw me make fire in my fist. They were terrified and wanted to kill me. Templars saved me from them. They gave me food and clothes and took me to the Circle. I've seen what life is like without the Templars, and I want no part of it. I just want to study.
You protected the Tranquil.
You said that you were keeping some of the Tranquil safe.
Yes. The mages took some of them when my Circle rebelled, but the rest were forgotten. Most Circle mages look down on the Tranquil, or try to pretend they don't exist. They don't have any emotions. They can barely take care of themselves, can't defend themselves at all. It's a shame. I like them better than most people.
They're lucky to have you.
I'm glad they have someone who cares about them.
They deserve better. They're polite, they're rational, and they'll never get angry at you. When they study, they have a focus no normal person could ever match. But the Templars, even some of the mages, mistreated them just because they could. The Tranquil never fought back. If not for that, I don't know. Doesn't really matter now.
So you research creatures?
You said Cassandra has you researching creatures.
Yes. If you find anything interesting in your travels, I'd appreciate you bringing it to me. I may be able to find some weakness our soldiers can exploit when fighting various creatures. At the least, some materials are useful for making potions or gear for the Inquisition.
Why study creatures?
Why did you decide to research dangerous creatures?
I like the outdoors. The idea of the outdoors, anyway. When some monster is coming at you, glowing eyes and burning claws, it's terrifying. But once you know how it works, you can deal with it. It's just another part of the world. So much of this world is only frightening because we don't understand it.
Goodbye.
I'll speak with you later.
Thank you again for what you've brought back.
Welcome. Okay, we did get some codexes from that. Not here. Creatures. Some things that updated here. Okay, so it says here, research damaged against demons in Creech. Ah, okay, nice. Did anything change? No. And anything else? Tutorials. This one. Researcher. Enemies drop unique collectibles. Bring them to the researcher to learn more about your foes and earn combat bonuses against them. Sure. Let's see, can we talk more with Josephine?
Good day to you.
What brought you here?
Tell me how you came to work for the Inquisition again.
I'd been considering leaving my post in Antiva for a new challenge when Leliana recruited me. There's such unrest in Talos, and the Inquisition seems a promising method to stop it. It's to everyone's benefit if we prevent the Mage-Templar conflict from spreading further.
Is Order why you signed on?
So was it the prospect of stability that drew you here?
The full impact of the Mage Rebellion has yet to be felt, and that was before the death of the Divine. The violence must be curbed before we see it turn to full-scale war.
I absolutely agree.
I can only imagine the bloodshed if it escalates further.
I'm afraid history holds many examples of what will happen if it does.
How did you meet Leliana?
How do you and Leliana know each other?
We moved through similar circles in Orlais. I believe we actually met in Val Royaux. Leliana was quite an accomplished player of the game by then.
What's the game?
What exactly do you mean when you say the game?
Forgive me. The game refers to the slow duels of influence among the noble and powerful of Orlais. It's a rather light-hearted name for the matter, but Orlesians are fond of playful touches.
Tell me about yourself. Oh, there's multiple things. What does your family do?
What business are the Montiliers in exactly?
We began as merchants. My ancestors founded the first trade routes to Rivain. We once sent entire fleets across the Waking Sea.
Once?
But not anymore.
No. These days, our vessels are a touch more modest.
Tell me about your work.
What did you do before coming here?
I had the great honor of serving Antiva's crown as ambassador to Orlais. I'm also first in line to become the head of House Montilier, though my siblings attend to our mercantile affairs.
Are you doing this for Antiva?
How strong are your past loyalties?
I would never have given up my position if I did not intend to fully commit to the Inquisition. We cannot fall back on borders. Antiva is as threatened as any country by the rebellions. If anything, the alliances I forged there may help our current cause.
Will we have other causes?
Do you think the Inquisition will continue after we seal the breach?
If we prove ourselves by healing the breach, people may turn to us for other things. Protection, counsel, justice. The Inquisition offered these once to those in need.
Do you believe I'm holy?
Tell me, do you believe I was saved by Andraste at the Temple of Sacred Ashes?
I should much like to believe so, Your Worship. The miracles Andraste performed were so long ago, they're difficult to picture. If it were truly her in the Fade who saved you... Well, in any case, many already believe you walk in the Maker's light.
That's it.
Let's speak later.
Farewell.
I know I still have some other stuff left, but I would like to... Oh, whoopsie. I'd like to look around a bit more if I can. Let's see what is here. Another book. The Maker. There was no word for heaven or for earth, for sea or sky. All that existed was silent. Then the voice of the Maker rang out, the first word, and his word became all that might be. Dream and idea, hope and fear, endless possibilities. And from it made his firstborn. And he said to them, in my image I forge you, to you I give dominion over all that exists. By your will may all things be done. Then in the center of heaven he called forth a city with towers of gold, streets with music for cobblestones, and banners which flew without wind. There he dwelt, waiting to see the wonders his children would create. The children of the Maker gathered before his golden throne and sang hymns in praise of unending. But their songs were the songs of the cobblestones. They shone with the golden light reflected from the Maker's throne. They held forth the banners that flew on their own. And the voice of the Maker shook the fate, saying, in my image I have wrought my firstborn. You have been given dominion over all that exists. By your will all things are done, yet you do nothing. This realm I have given you is formless, ever-changing. And he knew he had wrought amiss, so the Maker turned from his firstborn and took from the Fade a measure of its living flesh, and placed it apart from the spirits, and spoke to it, saying, here I decree opposition in all things, for earth, sky, for winter, summer, for darkness, light. By my will alone is balance sundered, and the world given new life. And no longer was it formless, ever-changing, but held fast, immutable, with words for heaven and for earth, sea and sky. At last did the Maker from the living world make men, immutable as the substance of earth, with souls made of dream and idea, hope and fear, endless possibilities. Then the Maker said, to you, my second-born, I grant this gift, and your heart shall burn, all unquenchable flame, all consuming, and never satisfied from the fate I crafted you. And to the fate you shall return, each night in dreams, that you may always remember me. And then the Maker sealed the gates of the golden city, and there he dwelt, waiting to see the wonders his children would create. Canticle of Threnodies 5:1-8. Is anything else here? Doesn't look like it. Okay.
All men are the work of our Maker's hands. From the lowest
Can go in
to the
here.
highest kings. Those who bring harm without provocation to the least of his children are hated and accursed by the Maker.
Let's see about this. Oh, it leads down. Okay. Ooh. Got something else here. Oh, we also have loot. Got spike staff grip and a radar hatchet. What's this? Founding of the Chantry. Cordelius Dracon, king of the city-state. Oh, that scared the shit out of me. I can reach level 4, okay. King of the city-state of Orlais was a man of uncommon ambition. In the year -15 ancient, the young king began construction of a great temple dedicated to the Maker, and declared that by its completion he would not only have united the warring city-states of the south, he would have brought Andrastian belief to the world. In -3 ancient, the temple was completed. There in its heart, Dracon knelt before the eternal flame of Andraste and was crowned ruler of the Empire of Orlais. His first act as emperor to declare the Chantry as the established Andrastian religion of the Empire. It took 3 years and several hundred votes before Olessa of Montsemart was elected to lead the new Chantry. Upon her coronation as divine, she took the name Justinia, in honor of the disciple who recorded Andraste's songs. In that moment, the ancient era ended and the divine age began. From Ferelden Folklore and History by Sister Petrine, Chantry Scholar. We also have something else here. Chantry Hierarchy. The divine is the titular head of the Chantry. Although, since the schism split the Imperial Chantry into its own faction, there are now in fact two Divines at any one time. One Divine, informally called the White Divine, is a woman housed in the Grand Cathedral in Val Rayo. The other, known as the Black Divine, is a man housed in the Argent Spire in Manrafis. Neither divine recognizes the existence of the other, and the informal names are considered sacrilegious. No matter the gender, a divine is addressed as Most Holy or Your Perfection. Beneath the rank of divine is the Grand Cleric. Each Grand Cleric presides over numerous chantries and represents the highest religious authority for the region. They travel to Valreo when the College of Clerics convenes, but otherwise remain where they are assigned. All Grand Clerics are addressed as Your Grace. Beneath the Grand Cleric is the Mother, or the Imperial Chantry, the Father. If a Mother is in charge of a particular chantry, referred is dependent to her title. These are priests responsible for administering to the spiritual well-being of their flock. A mother or revered mother is addressed as Your Reverence. Brothers and sisters from the rank and file of the chantry and consist of three main groups: affirmed, initiates, and clerics. Affirmed are the lay brethren of the chantry, those regular folk who have turned to the chantry for succor. Often they are people who have led a difficult and irreligious life and have chosen to go into seclusion, or even orphans and similar unfortunates who were raised in the chantry into chantry life. The affirmed take care of the chantry and are in turn afforded a life of quiet contemplation, no question asked. Only those folk who take vows become initiates. These are men and women in training, whether in academic knowledge or the martial skills of a warrior. All initiates receive an academic education, although only those who seek to become Templars learn how to fight in addition. Clerics are the true academics of the chantry, those men and women who have dedicated themselves to the pursuit of knowledge. They are often found in chantry archives, sages presiding over libraries of books and arcane knowledge. The most senior of these clerics placed in charge of such archives are given the title Elder, although such a rank is still beneath that of Mother. All other brothers and sisters are addressed simply by noting their title before their name, such as Brother Genetivi, from a guide for ambassadors from Ravane. Let's see what else is down here. There's something here. Ah, but we can't go in there. We need a rogue for that. Oh, we can light that. There you go. Can't go in there. Or in there. It's in here. An amethyst. Can take that. Nothing in there. Nor there. Okay. Can't go in there at least. I'm not a rogue. Let's see. Can get back up here, I guess. Can we head out now? We can, okay. Let's see about this way. Is there anything here? Got elf root. Anything behind here? Doesn't look like it, okay. We can check out the houses then. Oh, there's some loot here. We got dragonlin scales and a braid of rank. Let's see. Apothecary. Find recipes for exploration or by visiting merchant. Visit an apothecary with herbs you gather in the wilderness to upgrade potions. Use use the equip station to assign different potions to each of your party members, and to replenish the potions you are carrying. Use the upgrade station to unlock permanent upgrades to your potions. So here we have the upgrade and equip.
If you're not using them later, Segrit is willing to pay.
See, there's some loot here.
To be
Let's
honest,
see
I'm
about
not
this.
sure who would buy them.
So letter here. Patient observation day 2. Pulse normal. Breathing normal. Still unresponsive. Careful drop fed or prep. Elfroot extract to hasten her recovery. A lot of thrashing. Mutters about too many eyes. Something about the grey. Encouraging?
Look who's back from the dead. Again.
We've met?
I don't recall meeting you before.
I'd be surprised if you did. You weren't particularly coherent. Someone had to patch you up after you staggered out of making those wear, though. So, you're welcome.
Thank you.
I didn't realize. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, you can pay me back by fixing the world. Name's Adan. I'm in charge of keeping our little band here stocked with potions and elixirs. Not that Seeker Pentagast seems to care whether we've got the supplies to actually do that.
You're a bit cranky.
For a healer, you don't seem particularly nurturing.
I'm not a healer. I'm an alchemist who's forced to play Mother Hen. You want something to burst into flame on contact with the air? Done. Gladly. Patching up wounded soldiers is a waste of my time and talents. But there are a few around who can help.
How are things?
How are your people holding up?
There's no shortage of work. That's for damn sure.
How do I order potions?
How do I go about having potions made?
Just take a look there and tell me what you'd like. Find a recipe for something better, I can make that too.
Wait, there was one more thing.
You're back. And in one piece.
Need any help?
Is there anything I can do to help out?
We're fine as far as raw labor goes. You've more important things to do than tend to me. I only wish I'd been able to find Master Tajin's notes. Old bastard was working on something special. He died at the conclave, and his notes weren't here. Been too busy dealing with the wounded to look for them.
Goodbye.
Farewell.
Okay. So we have some stuff to do. Let's see this. Potions, assignment, and replenishment. You can equip or replenish potions for each party member. Drag potions from the list on the left to the slots on the bottom right to assign them to the current party member. You must replenish potions before you can use them. Healing potions are replenished for free automatically, but all other potions require herbs for replenishing. The type and number of herbs required appear next to the selected potion description. Click a slot on the bottom right to replenish an equipped potion. I see. So I can have a regeneration potion. Restores 26 health every 2 seconds for 60 seconds. And I need 1 elf root, and I have 21. Okay. I don't have lyrium yet. Maybe... Maybe this is good for Ferric and Cassandra for the time being. No, I have to click to restore it. Okay. Same with Ferric. There we go.
Perhaps another time.
And then here I can upgrade them. Potion upgrading. You can upgrade potions you have already unlocked. To upgrade a potion, select a category, select a potion, then select the upgrade. Potion upgrades require a significant amount of herbs to unlock. In return, they give permanent and significant bonuses to your potions. Okay, so we have potions. Use potions to restore health or enhance magic. Tonics. Use tonics to enhance resistance or augment combat. Or grenades. Thrown files that shatter and affect an area. Okay, so we have the healing. which I can increase the healing, but I need 29 elf root and 1 dawn lotus. Then I can do it again, but I need 34 embrium and 5 prophets laurel. What about here? I can increase duration and healing, life ward and proximity heal. Okay, I need a bunch of stuff for it. Do I have anything here yet? No. And not for that either. Okay. So I have to find Tegan's notes as well. Okay, let's see. In this house before we can talk with Solus. There's nothing here. What about the one on the opposite end? There's nothing here so far. Ah, there's something there. The Randy Dowager Quarterly. A well-worn quarterly missive of suspect virtue. The Randy Dowager welcomes the cool of autumn with the fall of another. The collected dreams of desire being the confession of an apprentice and training more furrowing than harrowing. Forbidden dalliances at their most spirited. The Randy Dowager exhibitions for the noble of thought but spry of step. The lady herself says, enchanting one supports the circle, if only because closed doors offer the imagination more. 3 scarves fluttered in chalk out of 5. RD. Okay, we leveled up as well. Okay, let's see where we can put it in. Okay, so we have Emulate. You unleash a massive explosion, leaving enemies in the area burning in agony. Or Flashpoint. After you land a critical hit, your next spell cast doesn't trigger a cooldown period. Okay. What about this? We got Lightning Bolt. You summon a bolt of lightning that blasts and paralyzes a single target. If other enemies are nearby, the bolt will paralyze the target for longer. Stormbringer, the storm comes to your aid even without your calling it. When you are in combat, lightning will periodically strike a random nearby enemy. Conductive current, the more magical energy you expend, the more damage your spells do. Okay, and what about the other one? We got Winter Stillness. By standing still, you enter into a meditative state that restores your mana at an enhanced rate and reduces all cooldown times. Ooh, nice. Or Frost Mastery. You have mastered the calling of cold, increasing your effectiveness when chilling or freezing targets. I think I'll go with the Stormbringer. That sounds cool. There you go. Let's go to Solus.
The chosen of Andraste, a blessed hero sent to save us all.
Sounds dashing.
Am I riding in on a shining steed?
I would have suggested a griffon, but sadly they're extinct. Joke as you will, posturing is necessary. I've journeyed deep into the Fade in ancient ruins and battlefields to see the dreams of lost civilizations. I've watched as hosts of spirits clash to reenact the bloody past in ancient wars both famous and forgotten. Every great war has its heroes. I'm just curious what kind you'll be.
You study ancient ruins.
What do you mean, ruins and battlefields?
Any building strong enough to withstand the rigors of time has a history. Every battlefield is steeped in death. Both attract spirits. They press against the veil, weakening the barrier between our worlds. When I dream in such places, I go deep into the Fade. I can find memories no other living being has ever seen.
How can you sleep there?
You fall asleep in the middle of ancient ruins. Isn't that dangerous?
I do set wards. And if you leave food out for the giant spiders, they are usually content to live and let live.
That's impressive.
I've never heard of anyone going so far into the Fade. That's extraordinary.
Thank you. It's not a common field of study for obvious reasons. Not so flashy as throwing fire or lightning. The thrill of finding remnants of a 1,000-year-old dream? I would not trade it for anything. I will stay there. At least until the breach has been closed.
Was that in doubt?
I am an apostate mage surrounded by Chantry forces, and unlike you, I do not have a divine mark protecting me. Cassandra has been accommodating, but you understand my caution.
Ooh. You can trust me.
You came here to help, Solus. I won't let them use that against you.
How would you stop them?
However I had to.
Thank you. But now let us hope either the mages or the templars have the power to seal the breach.
Can we talk more with them?
Closing the breach is our primary goal. But I hope we might also discover what was used to create it. Any artifact of such power is dangerous. The destruction of the conclave proves that much.
You think it survived?
You don't think whatever created the explosion was destroyed in the blast?
You survived, did you not? The artifact that created the breach is unlike anything seen in this age. I will not believe it destroyed until I see the shattered fragments with my own eyes.
I agree.
We would do well to try to recover whatever created the breach.
Liliana's people have scoured the area near the blast and found nothing. Whatever the artifact was, it is no longer there. In any case, did you need me for anything?
Tell me about yourself.
I'd like to know more about you, Solus.
Why?
I respect you.
You're an apostate, yet you risked your freedom to help the Inquisition.
Not the wisest course of action when framed that way.
I appreciate the work you're doing, Solus. I just wanted to know more about you.
I'm sorry. With so much fear in the air. What would you know of me?
Why study the Fade?
What made you start studying the Fade?
I grew up in a village to the north. There was little to interest a young man, especially one gifted with magic. But as I slept, spirits of the Fade showed me glimpses of wonders I had never imagined. I treasured my dreams. Being awake, out of the Fade, became troublesome.
That sounds dangerous.
Did spirits try to tempt you?
No more than a brightly colored fruit is deliberately tempting you to eat it. I learned how to defend myself from more aggressive spirits, and how to interact safely with the rest. I learned how to control my dreams with full consciousness. There was so much I wanted to explore.
Clearly you woke up.
I gather you didn't spend your entire life dreaming.
No. Eventually, I was unable to find new areas in the Fade.
Why?
2 reasons. First, the Fade reflects the world around it. Unless I traveled, I would never find anything new. Second, the Fade reflects and is limited by our imaginations. To find interesting areas, one must be interested.
Is that why you are here?
Is this why you joined the Inquisition?
I joined the Inquisition because we were all in terrible danger. If our enemies destroy the world, I would have nowhere to lay my head while dreaming of the Fade.
I hope that works.
I wish you luck.
Thank you. In truth, I've enjoyed experiencing more of life to find more of the Fade.
How so?
You train your will to control magic and withstand possession. Your indomitable focus is an enjoyable side benefit. You have chosen a path whose steps you do not dislike because it leads to a destination you enjoy. As have I.
You like my side benefits?
Indomitable focus?
Presumably. I have yet to see it dominated. I imagine that the sight would be fascinating.
Where have you studied?
You said you'd traveled to many different places.
This world, or its memory, is reflected in the Fade. Dream in ancient ruins, and you may see a city lost to history. Some of my fondest memories were found in crumbling cities, long picked dry by treasure seekers, the best of the battlefields. Spirits press so tightly on the veil that you can slip across with but a thought.
Which battlefields?
Any place in particular?
I dreamt Dostigar. I witnessed the brutality of the Darkspawn and the valor of the Ferelden warriors. I saw Alistair and the hero Ferelden light the signal fire, and Loghain's infamous betrayal of Caelan's forces.
Tell me what happened.
I've heard the stories. It would be interesting to hear what it was really like.
That's just it. In the Fade, I see reflections created by spirits who react to the emotions of the warriors. One moment, I see heroic wardens lighting the fire, and a power-mad villain sneering as he lets King Caelan fall. The next, I see an army overwhelmed and a veteran commander refusing to let more soldiers die in a lost cause.
And you can't tell which is real?
It is the Fade. They are all real.
Do you work with anyone?
Have you always traveled and studied alone?
Not at all. I have built many lasting friendships. Spirits of wisdom, possessed of ancient knowledge, happy to share what they had seen. Spirits of purpose helped me search. Even wisps, curious and playful, would point out treasures I might have missed.
Wisdom and purpose?
I don't know of any spirits by those names.
They rarely seek this world. When they do, their natures do not often survive exposure to the people they encounter. Wisdom and purpose are too easily twisted to pride and desire.
Those are demon names.
You're saying that you became friends with Pride and Desire demons?
They were not demons for me.
Meaning?
The Fade reflects the minds of the living. If you expect a spirit of wisdom to be a pride demon, it will adapt. And if your mind is free of corrupting influences, if you understand the nature of the spirit, they can be fast friends.
That's amazing.
I'm impressed that you could become friends with spirits.
Anyone who can dream has the potential. Few ever try. My friends comforted me in grief and shared my joy. Yet, because they exist without form, as we understand it, the Chantry declares that spirits are not truly people. Is Cassandra defined by her cheekbones and not her faith? Varric by his chest hair and not his wit?
I enjoy getting to know you.
You have an interesting way of looking at the world, Solus.
I try. And that isn't quite an answer.
I look forward to helping you make new friends.
That should be... well...
That isn't quite an answer either. We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
There we go. I know there's more options to talk with him, but I want to look around a bit more. Let's see.
Are we going to have new verses in the Chant of Light now, for the Herald of Andraste, telling what she did?
It's far too soon to consider anything like that.
I was talking with a friend who said there used to be a verse about an elf in the Chant of Light.
No, that's not true. I'm sorry, but that doesn't mean the Maker loves you any less.
Then the golden city is thine.
Let's go in here. Let's see. Looks like this is tavern. Ah, so these are songs. Let's see. Ah, yeah. There we go. So I'm guessing she is the bard. Some stuff here as well. A tale of the Frostbacks. Even mountains had a heart once. When the world was young, Corv the Mountain Father kept his throne at the peak of the Belenos, the mountain at the center of the world, from which he could see all the corners of earth and sky. He saw strong men become weak, brave men grow cowardly, and wise men turn foolish for love. Corv devised a plan that he might never be betrayed by his own heart, by taking it out and hiding it where no soul would ever dare to search for it. He sealed it inside a golden cask, buried it in the earth, and raised around it the fiercest mountain the world had ever seen, the Frostbacks, to guard it. But without his heart, the mountain father grew cruel. His chest was filled with bitter mountain winds that shrieked and howled like lost souls. Food lost its flavor, music had no sweetness, and he lost all joy in deeds of failure. He sent avalanches and earthquakes to torment the tribes of men. Gods and men rose against him, calling him a tyrant. But with no heart, Corv could not be slain. Soon there were no heroes left, either among men or gods. Who would dare challenge Corv? The ladies of the sky sent the best of her children, the swiftest, cleverest, and strongest flyers, to scour the mountains for the missing heart. And for a year and a day they searched, but Sparrow and Raven, Vulture and Eagle, Swift and Albatross returned to her with nothing. Then the ptarmigan spoke up and offered to find the god's chief's heart. The other birds laughed, for the ptarmigan is a tiny bird, too humble to soar, which spends half its time hopping along the ground. The lady would not give the little creature her blessing, for the mountains were too fierce even for eagles, but the ptarmigan sent out anyway. The little bird traveled deep into the frostbacks. When she could not fly, she crawled. She hugged the ground and weathered the worst mountain winds, and so made her lonely way to the valley where the heart beat. With all the god's terrible deeds, the heart was far too heavy for the tiny bird to carry, so she rolled it, little by little, out of the valley and down a cliff, and when the golden cask was struck the earth, it shattered. The heart was full almost to breaking, and the pain of it roused the mountain god to come see what happened. When Corv neared his heart, it leapt back into his chest, and he was whole again. Then Hawke, Winter's Breath, bound Corv's chest with 3 bands of iron and 3 bands of ice, so it could never again escape. And all the remaining gods named the ptarmigan, honored above even the loftiest eagles. The ptarmigan and Nefertil from Fraudan Folklore and History by Sister Petrine, Chantry Scholar. Resources found here: elf loot and iron. Is there anything else here? Can we talk with her? No. Can talk with Flissa.
Oh, Maker, you're here. You're the Herald of Andraste. And you were sent to shame us for mistreating the elves. I pay my elves good and proper, you should know. Friend of the alienage and all, and... I'm Flissa. Can I get you a drink?
Relax, Flissa.
It's all right, Flissa. I won't do anything frightening.
If you wanted to close the breach, I wouldn't mind. As I said, I'm Flissa. The Inquisition soldiers needed a place to unwind, so Leliana brought me in to set up a tavern. Nothing fancy, but it's safer for the soldiers than looking for trouble in some village.
How do you know Liliana?
You said Liliana asked you to run an Inquisition tavern. How did you meet?
Dumb luck, mainly. I managed an inn back in Denerim. When I heard interesting gossip, I passed word to Liliana. Sometimes it was helpful. She asked if I wanted to own my own tavern, and I said yes. I didn't realize she meant this.
What can I find in Haven?
What can you tell me about this area?
Adan is Haven's apothecary. He's been making potions and tending to the wounded as best he can. Harrit is the Inquisition's smith. Whatever he can't make you, Thren the quartermaster can probably find. And for anything fancier, you can try buying from Segrit. His prices aren't too high. Yet. Oh, there's also Minave. She studies beasts and things, as I understand.
Farewell.
Goodbye.
Raised tears they cry, but all the while we softly lying. can free the ties on our hands, craving master sparks. Can they find the key that can unlock the past? We're hiding from the fighting, longing to see. We're waiting for someone to speak and set us all free.
I like that one a lot. It's about Liliana. Okay. Let's see. Got some more loot here. Got a blood lotus. May also have a codex about that. Let's see. Blood lotus. Do not try to get out. Do not try to get out of this. We were told you were the best. That is why you were contracted. Was it not you who obtained the 200 white blooming rose bushes for the Empress Winter Ball last year? The Comtesse has been infinitely patient till now, but she doesn't understand why it is so hard to fill the garden pool. She wants no more excuses, and no, she will not compromise with the dawn lotuses. They are white. The flower have to match the silk canopies. It's crucial. Dark purple, dark red. Do not try to frame this as a safety issue. The guests will be perfectly safe. Why? If they experience any hallucinations from the concentration of lotus essence in the air, I'm certain it will only make the evening more thrilling. I don't care if you have to send someone to some Ferelden peat bog to get it all. Just do it. A note from Chamberlain Laurent the Grand Gardener, Umbert Fauclane, over the decorations for Comtesse d'Arny's summer gardens party. According to gossip and Valreo, the Chamberlain did succeed in convincing Grand Gardener Fauclane to provide 420 lotus plants. The party was considered by most to be a roaring success, even though the evening concluded with at least 12 guests asleep on the lawn, 3 in the pool, and one lady losing several teeth trying to take a bite out of a marble statue of the Comtesse's father, which she was convinced was made of cake. Ah, Varric is here.
So, now that Cassandra's out of earshot, are you holding up all right? I mean, you go from being the most wanted criminal in Thedas to joining the armies of the faithful. Most people would have spread that out over more than one day.
I'm just glad to be alive.
I'm just glad I'm still standing after all that.
I still can't believe you survived Cassandra. You're lucky you were out cold for most of her frothing rage. For days now, we've been staring at the breach, watching demons and maker knows what fall out of it. Bad for morale would be an understatement. I still can't believe anyone was in there and lived.
Why did you stay?
If it was that bad, why did you stay? Cassandra said you were free to go.
I like to think I'm as selfish and irresponsible as the next guy, but this? Thousands of people died on that mountain. I was almost one of them. And now there's a hole in the sky. Even I can't walk away and just leave that to sort itself out.
I was fortunate.
It's pure luck that I escaped.
Good luck or bad? You might want to consider running at the first opportunity. I've written enough tragedies to recognize where this is going. Heroes are everywhere. I've seen that. But the hole in the sky, that's beyond heroes. We're going to need a miracle.
Can we talk more with him?
Need something?
Ooh. I have questions about Hawke.
I read your Tale of the Champion, and I have a few questions.
That's a pretty common reaction. Go ahead.
Where are Hawke's friends?
Where are the rest of Hawke's associates now?
Meryl decided to look after the elves left homeless by the fighting. She's done a pretty good job of keeping them away from the mages and templars, so far. I guess she has plenty of practice avoiding stupid human battles with her old Dalish clan. Fenris has kept himself busy, hunting down the Tevinter slavers who came south to prey on the refugees. I'm not sure exactly where he is at the moment. You can usually follow the trail of corpses, though. Isabella went back to the raiders. She's calling herself an admiral now. I don't know if she's actually in charge or just has a really big hat. Might be the same thing, honestly. Sebastian went back to Starkhaven. I'm sure he's boring all sorts of people there. Hawke's little brother was off on some warden business near the Anderfell's border last I knew. Aveline is still guard captain. I'm pretty sure Kirkwall would fall into the sea if she quit her job.
Ooh, got a codex from there. Let's see, Tales. Here it is. Notorious raider trash. You want to know about my raider friends, huh? What in the world would make a goody-goody like you poke your nose in such dirty business? Well, there's a good Sir Tydeus, of course. Some people say he runs the Armada. He doesn't. No one does. The Armada is a collection of ships and each one is like a nation unto itself. Its own rules, its own people, its own leader. Thaddeus is respected, of course. You don't sink half a dozen Orlesian frigates without earning at least some respect. He's a dangerous man, but he's no king of the Armada. Anyone tells you that, they are lying or misinformed. Then there's Lackland Pool, likes to sail around the southern cape of Ravane, rattling his saber and posturing like it means something. No one really cares what Lackland Pool does, though only a fool will say that to his face. You see, the thing about Lackland Pool is he's got gold. Lots of it. All earned through legitimate means even. He still has a trading company somewhere in the marches, and hires people to run it while he plays adventurer on the high seas. The Armada lets him do it because it always pays to have friends with coin. The one you should really watch out for is Ianto. They call him the Talon, the terror of the Limerin, but most often the crooked bastard what might kill you in your sleep. Slavery, murder, torture. Nothing is too much for Ianto. He would traffic in souls if he discovered a way to extract them from people. In fact, I'm sure he has some Tevinter cronies working on that right this second. I'm sure there's coin to be made in stolen souls somewhere. The Imperium, probably. Isabella, self-proclaimed Queen of the Eastern Seas. Nice. So Isabella wrote that. I like that. Okay, that's it for now. I think I will end this episode here, and then in the next one we can talk more with Ferric. But I also want to explore more of this map. As you can see, we have some stuff going on. So we have the passing notes here. We have Haven's best and brightest here. And same here. And we have Lost Souls here. So I'm gonna explore more of this in the next episode. Talk with more companions. And find out what the plan of action is gonna be from now on. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!